The power of Tom Cruise is real. Women across the world still fawn over the 54-year-old Mission Impossible star. His boyish good looks and charming personality has won the hearts of Mimi Rogers, Penelope Cruz, and Nicole Kidman. But when he found out that Katie Holmes was a huge fan, he acted swiftly to scoop her up. While Katie was engaged to actor Chris Klein in 2004, the young actress told reporters, "I think every little girl dreams about her wedding. I used to think I was going to marry Tom Cruise." A month later, Tomcat were an item. Tom Cruise was so happy that he famously went on Oprah's talk show to declare his love for her. Jumping up and down on couches, that boy was acting a fool. But Katie's infatuation with Tom goes even deeper than that though. As a young teen in a private Catholic school, her classmates would overhear her saying prayers for Tom Cruise at least 4 times a day. She would also keep secret photos of Tom Cruise in her textbook. I'm not sure if this whole thing is romantic or creepy. Unfortunately, her childhood fantasy was bittersweet. Holmes filed for divorce from Cruise in 2012. No one knows exactly why she divorced Tom, but I'm pretty sure it had something to do with his vehement affinity for Scientology. The Dark Knight actor Christian Bale and former hairdresser Sibby Blazek have been married for 16 long years, which seems like a lifetime on the Hollywood scene. At the time, Blazek was working as an assistant to actress Winona Ryder, who was a friend of Bale's. In 2000, the two eloped to Las Vegas when he was 26 years old and she was 30. Since then, the couple has had 2 children. The family resides somewhere in the hills of Los Angeles. Bale has always been extremely private when it comes to his family and seldomly makes public appearances with his kids. Bale, known for portraying a very wide range of diverse characters on screen, once told reporters that his wife is a good, strong woman for being married to all of his different personalities over the years. Matt Damon has had dates with celebrities Minnie Driver and Winona Ryder, yet neither of them could snag him from bachelorhood. But ever since Matt laid eyes upon the Argentine bartender named Luciana Bozen, he's been off the market. While filming the lackluster comedy Stuck on You back in 2003, he was dragged into a bar by his friends to celebrate after a long day of shooting. Matt ordered a drink, and she served him a double shot of Love Potion No. 9. The two seemed to hit it off, and actually got married 2 years later in a private ceremony in Manhattan. They now have 4 children, one of which was from her previous marriage. During an interview on The Ellen Show, Matt states that he hit the jackpot when he met his wife. It seems we're never going to forgive Tobey Maguire for his atrocious dance moves in Spider-Man 3, but we can give him props for snagging a gorgeous jewelry designer, Jennifer Meyer. The two met while Tobey was on the set of Seabiscuit at Universal Studios in 2003. 3 years later, they were married. In reality, Tobey married his boss's daughter because Jennifer's dad is the president and CEO of Universal Studios, the same studio that was responsible for producing Tobey's movies. Jennifer and Tobey have recently split in October of 2016, but her jewelry business has flourished. Not to take anything away from her accomplishments, but I'm sure it doesn't hurt that your dad is a billionaire and your husband is a major Hollywood star. America's sweetheart actress Julia Roberts has definitely made a name for herself in Hollywood. She starred in many box office hits such as Pretty Woman, Runaway Bride, and Erin Brockovich. You would think that a star of her magnitude would be canoodling with another big-time celebrity. She instead has had a 14-year-long marriage with a cameraman from one of her movies. Cinematographer Danny Motter snatched up Julia while shooting the movie The Mexican back in 2000. Motter was already married at the time, so he and Roberts waited for the divorce to finalize. A year later, they tied the knot. Julia Roberts out here breaking up marriages. Savage. At the height of their popularity, millions of young impressionable girls would have jumped at the chance to meet the Jonas Brothers. But there was one girl from New Jersey that didn't even know who the Jonas Brothers were. That girl, Danielle DeLisa, ended up marrying one. While on vacation in the Bahamas, Kevin Jonas caught a glimpse of his soon-to-be bride strolling alone on the beach with a flower in her hair. The two have been inseparable ever since. They were wed in December of 2009. They now have 2 daughters, Alina and Valentina. There's no doubt that Nicolas Cage makes questionable decisions on the movie he decides to star in, but when it comes to women, he has way better taste. He was once wed to American actress Patricia Arquette, and also to Elvis Presley's daughter, Lisa Marie. His third wife was a little more unconventional for him. Alice Kim was a former waitress working at the Los Angeles-based restaurant Kabuki. Kim apparently loved Cage's work, and they exchanged numbers. About a year later, they were married, and they had a son shortly after. By the way, they decided to name the boy Kal-El. Yes, the same as Superman's Kryptonian birth name, spelled the same way and everything. Unfortunately, after 12 years of marriage, they called it quits in 2016. It's kind of ironic that Hollywood superstar Jessica Alba would play the Invisible Woman in the blockbuster hit The Fantastic Four, because when she walks in the room, she's everything but invisible. All eyes are on her. She especially caught the eye of Cash Warren. Yes, his first name is actually Cash, a production assistant on one of her movies in 2004. The two met and had instant chemistry. They were married 4 years later, and guys across the globe stomped their feet in frustration. The photograph of their firstborn was published in OK Magazine, which reportedly paid out $1.5 million. Now that's a lot of damn money for baby's first photo. The jokester known as Conan O'Brien met his soon-to-be wife while filming a sketch for his late-night talk show back in 2000. He describes it as love at first sight, and even says that there's a tape floating around the NBC vaults showing him falling in love with her on camera. At the time, Liza Powell was a licensed copywriter for an advertising company. He said that she caught his eye because she was incredibly beautiful, but also added, more importantly, she is very intelligent and funny and a really good person. O'Brien and Powell were married in 2002 and have 2 children together, Beckett and Neve. While Conan is quite the celebrity, Powell is very private about her life. She doesn't have accounts on social media like Twitter or Instagram, so she's not doing it for the likes, y'all. With movies like The Princess Diaries, The Devil Wears Prada, and The Dark Knight Rises, Anne Hathaway has had the world at her feet. Most men would do just about anything to get a chance to date the 34-year-old actress. Adam Schulman was the lucky son of a gun that stole her heart. Schulman, a jewelry designer, isn't the most exciting of fellows. As a matter of fact, Anne loves their very boring marriage. Her relationship with Schulman is calmer and more laid back than the one she's had before. She describes her current relationship to Schulman as mellow. She also stated that it doesn't always make for a good story, but it makes for a good life. Adam, bruh, you need to spice up that marriage before it's too late.